LG C5 versus Samsung S90F. Straight up, these are the two OLEDs everyone keeps cross-shopping. And the real split isn't picture quality. It's what each brand does with your movies, your console, and your living room light. Both sit in the same range, and both look stunning. But one leans into the cinema crowd with Dolby Vision and a calmer interface. The other punches harder in a bright room and feels built for gamers who push every frame. If you watch films at night, one fits. If your room has windows and a PS5, the other. Links below in the description. Real picture quality first. Both panels are stunning. And honestly, if you put them side by side in a dim room with a good 4K movie, most people would happily live with either. Perfect blacks, no blooming, that OLED depth that makes a regular LED look flat. That's the baseline. But the panels aren't the same. The S90F uses a QD OLED stack, and you can see it on saturated highlights, neon signs, sunsets, bright reds. The color volume just hits harder. The C5 sticks to LG's WOLED with the Evo brightness boost, and it leans a touch more natural, more cinematic. Skin tones especially feel right out of the box on the LG, less work in the menus. There's a review from someone replacing an older C9 who basically said the colors pop a little more, but the OLED character is the same. And that tracks. For everyday streaming and movies, the C5 feels calmer and more accurate. For content that lives on bright, vivid color, the S90F has more punch. Motion is a wash. Both clean, both run 144 Hz, both crush 24p once you kill the soap opera setting on day one. Gaming. This is where the gap closes to almost nothing, and that's a good thing. 4 HDMI 2.1 ports on each, 4K at 120, 144 Hz for PC, VRR, ALLM, G-Sync and FreeSync support, sub-millisecond response. If you're on a PS5 Pro or a Series X, you're not leaving frames on the table with either one. Where they split is the small stuff. LG's Game Optimizer dashboard is more mature, more layers, more toggles, and the C5 throws in Dolby Vision gaming, which a few Xbox titles actually use. Samsung's game bar is cleaner and faster to navigate, and the S90F's extra SDR brightness gives shooters and racers a slight pop in daytime sessions. Both feel future-proof for the next console cycle. If you're a tinkerer, LG. If you just want to plug in and play, Samsung. That's really the split. Now, the room. This is where a lot of buyers make the wrong call. The S90F is straight up brighter. We're talking measured peaks north of 1400 nits on highlights, and the SDR brightness for regular cable and streaming is noticeably stronger. In a living room with windows, with lamps on, with a game on Sunday afternoon, the Samsung holds the image better. The C5 is no slouch. It's the brightest C-series LG has made, but it's not on the same tier here. Reflections are a different story. Neither has the matte anti-glare coating from the step-up models, so both will show you the window behind the couch. A heads up on the S90F, by the way. There's a recurring note that the coating is delicate, so be gentle when you clean it. That's a maintenance thing, not a defect, but worth knowing. If your room has real daylight problems, the Samsung is the safer bet. If you control your light, this barely matters. Movie HDR. Here's where the LG pulls ahead for film people, and there's no way around it. The C5 supports Dolby Vision. The S90F does not. Full stop. Samsung still refuses. They use HDR10 Plus instead, which works on Amazon and a few others, but Netflix, Disney, Apple TV, most 4K Blu-rays, they all lean Dolby Vision. On the LG, you get the dynamic metadata automatically, and the picture adjusts scene by scene. On the Samsung, you fall back to standard HDR10, which still looks great, just not as refined in tricky scenes. Filmmaker mode on both is excellent and close to calibrated out of the box. Upscaling, the Alpha 9 Gen 8 on the LG and the NQ4 AI Gen 3 on the Samsung both do a clean job with 1080p streaming. No real winner there. The Dolby Vision question is the one that matters. And if you're a movie person, that single feature decides a lot. Interface and remote, quickly. WebOS is fast and familiar, but the home screen is loaded with promoted tiles. You'll spend 10 minutes turning stuff off. Tizen is sleeker, but Samsung pushes ads harder and buries settings deeper every year. The LG Magic Remote with the pointer and scroll wheel is polarizing. Some people love it, some buy a third-party replacement on week one. Samsung's Solar Remote is minimalist to a fault. Tiny buttons and the solar panels on the bottom, which is a head-scratcher. Neither nails it. On burn-in, both are in the same OLED boat with the same protections, and early owner reports on both are clean. Treat them normally, and you'll be fine. Price and value. They're in basically the same range, and that's what makes this comparison interesting. The S90F tends to see more aggressive discounting and open box deals once it's been on the market a few months, while the C5 holds its price more steadily, but shows up in seasonal sales. What you're really paying for is different priorities. The LG gives you Dolby Vision, the more polished gaming dashboard, and a more cinematic out-of-box image. The Samsung gives you more brightness, better SDR pop for daytime content, and that QD OLED color punch. Same money, different strengths.
Here's the call. There's no single winner here, and I won't fake one. The C5 and S90F win at different jobs, and the right pick is about your room and what you watch. If you're a movie person with controlled lighting, get the LG C5. Dolby Vision on Netflix, Disney, and 4K Blu-rays is the part people usually miss, and it decides this for film fans. If your living room has windows, lamps, and a PS5 Pro hooked up for Sunday gaming, the Samsung S90F is the better buy. More brightness, more color punch, holds the image when the sun's up. The S90F tends to see more aggressive discounts a few months in, so worth watching for a drop. And you, which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. Links below in the description.